Today's project is this maple bowl. It's 8 inches in diameter, 3 inches high. It's got some beautiful figure in it, and I finished it with mineral oil. Just gave it a couple of liberal coats. Feels great, nice and smooth, and absolutely nothing like I started out to make. Occasionally, you'll have a problem when you're turning something. Sometimes it's a major catastrophe, which this was very close to. But occasionally we can recover from those problems with a little bit of a design opportunity, change things up, and still end up with a nice piece. So if you'd like to stick around, let's take a look at how this came about, and you can see for yourself the major fail I had. Let's go do some work. Well, today's project is going to start with this maple crotch. What I want to do is take this 10-inch disc, figure out exactly where I want to put it on here and screw it down. Then I'll use that as a guide to run the bandsaw around here. That's going to take a little time because I'm still too lazy to change the blade on my bandsaw from the 3/4 inch blade to a 3/8 inch blade. So basically I'm going to have to nibble my way around it. Then we'll take it over to the lathe and see what we can do with it. I hope you'll stick around. I have it mounted on a woodworm screw in my chuck, and it's way off balance, needless to say. It's much thicker on this end than it is up here, and I'm going to need to start truing it off. I'm using a 1/2 inch bowl gouge, and I found the least shake seems to be at 500 RPM. I am hoping that I will be able to turn away this rather large crack, but of course there's no knowing until I get there just how deep it goes, and there's some other checking and cracking in here as well. I have it running now, so it'll be fairly smooth at 1000 RPM. I'll see if I can clean up, do a better job on some cuts on here. That is much cleaner. Alright, that little crack is now gone. I can try to refine the shape a little bit. Alright, shear scraping with the wing of my bowl gouge is cleaning this up fairly nicely, although it's rough in there, right on the what I believe is the pith of one of the branches. I found the center point and then drew a line 1 inch out from center to give me a 2-inch diameter so I can use my chuck in expansion mode. Now I'm going to clean this out with parting tool and Cindy Drozda's square recess tool. What I would really like to do is just leave some of this natural edge around here. But unfortunately I had some major chipping when I was turning it, and I need to get rid of that. So I'll be turning from the inside out across this so as not to chip it further, and hopefully I'll have enough of this left to show a bit. First thing I'm going to do is take a wire brush and just clean up some of this loose debris that's got to come off of there anyway. And when I'm finished that, I'll get back to the turning. Alright, that's brushed off well enough, and I kind of like the rustic look it's left, so I'm going to leave that wherever I can. Now I'm going to start turning this. I've got a live center brought up there, not really even touching it, just in case this becomes airborne, wants to come loose. I'm going to use my 1/2 inch bowl gouge and start turning this away a little bit, see what I can do to maybe have a flat rim part way around and natural the rest of the way. That's cutting a little better. I increased the speed to 2000. I'm going to try it with my 3/8 inch bowl gouge now. See if that'll cut better. It is a little cleaner. Going to take some hand sanding in there. A little bit more, just try to get rid of some of this very small chipping. It's looking much better. I'll want to sand that a bit to take that sharp edge off anyway. Now it's time to start going in for the bowl. Yeah, this is very punky wood. I've got it turning at 2000 RPM. I'm getting some clean areas and some not so clean. Alright, I've pulled the live center, the tailstock out of the way. Now let's see what this is going to be like. Guess that answers that question. Well, if that's not enough to make a guy say, heck darn, I'm not quite sure what would. I've taken the chisel and knocked off all the stuff that was here so that I can get this part down to the jaws. I've re-drilled this so it's a little deeper. Now I'll try putting it on there and just see if it'll run true. Well, it's certainly not perfect, but I don't think I'm going to get it any better than it is. So now I'm going to redo the outside. This gouge is far too deep to just shear scrape this surface away. Also, got a fairly bad crack up here where I was hoping to save this natural edge. So I may be taking it down all the way just to make a small bowl. Anyway, I'm going to try turning this away, start sanding all over again. Start at 1000 RPM, see if that's fast enough. Alright, I'm going to just shear scrape this area and see if it'll take care of the roughness I've got there. I will use my 1/2 inch bowl gouge to shear scrape this. That's pretty much cleaned that up. Now I'm going to sand this whole thing and I'll be back. I have it sanded back to 400. I turned this recess a little bit just to make sure it was still round. If I had not already finished this, I probably would have made it a little deeper, but it should be deep enough. I don't think the depth of that is the problem. I did not sand up here because with this bad chip, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to take all of that down. And if I don't, I'll always be able to sand this later anyway. So, since that was so much fun, let's do it again. All right, now I've got to remind myself, light cuts, very light cuts. Well, it's running well. I think this would be a good time to tighten this up a little bit more. All right, I think it's time to sand the inside. Soften these edges a little bit, and then I'll be ready to put some finish on there. Well, there you are, a lesson learned. When you're going to put something on a chuck in the recess using expansion mode, check that it's tight. I think that's the first time I've ever had one fly off, and it's because I didn't tighten it up properly. So this is not what I was going for, but it's still a beautiful bowl, a beautiful piece of wood, some incredible figure in this. So I'm still happy with it. Sometimes your plans just don't work out the way you think they're going to. You end up with one of these design opportunities. However, like I said, lesson learned. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this and learned that lesson with me. If you like this, click the like button. Let me know that I'm doing something you like. And I hope you'll come back next time. Don't forget to subscribe. And between now and then, have a great day in your shop and be safe. Take care now.